Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Lukenessmonster, and this is Ask Lukenessmonster episode 99. This series on the channel where I answer your guys' questions from the comments down below. So if you guys do want your questions answered in next week's episode, make sure to comment down below on this week's episode, and I'll try my very best to answer it. Now, of course, next episode is episode 100, which is a huge milestone here on the channel. So make sure to go down and hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on that episode. But anyway, moving into the first question. The first question from Phase 2 Action Review, he says, what background character stands out to you the most? So I'm assuming you mean Star Wars, and for Star Wars, I think I gotta go with Nine Nub. Super interesting character. He's literally the co-pilot of the Millennium Falcon who took down the second Death Star, and that's all we know about him. Like, we see him obviously in some of the sequel movies, but come on, he's the co-pilot of the Millennium Falcon that took down the Death Star. That's so freaking cool. That is like Chewbacca level epicness, and we don't know much about him, so I'd love to know a little bit more about him, get some more in-depth story, but I think I gotta go with Nine Nub. And moving into the second question from John, he says, I'm gonna keep saying it till it gets momentum. I desperately want a Haslab of Anakin and Saboba in their pods. Now, not really a question, but I absolutely love this idea. I think a Anakin speeder and a Saboba pod would be really, really dang good Haslab. Now, I think these are small enough vehicles to where you could sell them like as regular vehicles and not as a Haslab, but if you're going to sell them together in a pack, it would be a pretty expensive set. So I think that would be Haslab territory, but I do really like this idea, and it's definitely one that is doable because I think they are smaller vehicles. 80s Kids from the 90s asks, what are the odds we get a Clone Wars Season 3 Anakin Skywalker and an updated Bespin Luke? Great question. As far as a Season 3 Anakin goes, it's basically the same as Revenge of the Sith, so I'm sure they would just market it as a Revenge of the Sith or an Ahsoka Anakin. They probably wouldn't market it as a Clone Wars Season 3 Anakin because it literally is the Revenge of the Sith robes. Now, as far as an updated Bespin, I think that that's very possible. We already have the legs from the Dagobah Luke. It is like pinless joints, and it is exactly the same as what the Bespin Luke's legs would be. So all they really would have to do is make a new torso and some new arms for him, but I think this one is a lot closer than y'all might think. I'm really excited for something like that, and I really do hope they decide to do it. The next question says, what about a corrected Jesse and Fives for the archive line? Now, the archive line is interesting because they're not totally against, like, doing updated figures. Obviously, they've been doing the photoreal updates since the beginning of the line, but they've also done like height adjustments for specifically the Bouche Leia. They made her shorter to be more accurate, and I think they made a whole brand new face sculpt for Han to make him more accurate for the old man Han. But other than that, these archive releases are pretty much identical to the original figure we got, and so getting different like paint decos or stuff like that is not a normal thing. And so if we were to get a Jesse or Fives in the archive line, they probably would not have updated paint decos to make them accurate, or they wouldn't swap out a Jesse like ARC Trooper helmet for a Phase 2 helmet. They probably just wouldn't do that. So I would really love them to, but I just don't see it happening. The next question says, if you had to pick 5 expanded universe / legends characters to be made into figures in the Black Series, whom would you choose? Great question. I won't give you 5, but I'll give you 3. The first one, I'm not really sure if he's canon or not, but it is from the 2003 Clone Wars, and that is the Jedi Trials Anakin. Basically, the, like, blue tattoos Anakin. This one is, like, really cool. I love the design, and I loved the character development for Anakin in this episode, and so I would love to get a figure for him. Again, don't really know if he's canon or not, but he would definitely be my number 3. Number 2, I gotta give it to a Lord Starkiller. I love the super, like, Sith Edward Scissorhands Starkiller. It's just super cool design, super dope. Love to get a figure for him. They could probably reuse a lot of the Starkiller parts we already have. And then number 1, I have to give it to Kyle Katarn. Kyle Katarn is one of my favorite characters in all of Star Wars. I absolutely loved the Jedi Knight games growing up, and I would love to see him in figure form. The next question says, do you think we can get a new Captain Rex in the Ahsoka or Clone Wars line? So, with Captain Rex's appearance in Ahsoka, I 100% think we're going to be getting either a Phase 1 or a Phase 2 Captain Rex pretty soon. Now, will it be a brand new mold, a re-release, a repaint? We don't really know, but I do think we're getting some sort of new Rex in that Ahsoka line. Again, don't know Phase 1, Phase 2, but we're definitely going to be getting something here in 2024-25. I I'll bet money on it, to be honest. I think it's going to happen. The next question from the Jedi Twins, from one trumpet player to another. Thanks, I really appreciate it. If you guys didn't know, if you missed the last episode, make sure you go check it out. But I play trumpet in college, so it's pretty cool. But they ask, we got the Windu 187th and 501st 2-pack. What other 2-packs would you like to see offered from Hasbro next? So I actually just made a whole video on this exact topic up on the channel. I titled it like Top 10 Clones of the Republic 2-packs Hasbro needs to make. So if you do want to see my answer to that, go check out that video. It just came out like a week ago, and it has a lot of good content. So that is my full top 10 Clones of the Republic 2-packs we need to see. So go check that video out. And then the last question for today asks, do you think we'll get a new Phase 2 Rex, Phase 1 Rex, Imperial, Cody, or Gregor this year? So, great question. Now, obviously, I just answered the Phase 1 and 2 Rex, so I'll kind of skip that for now. But as far as Imperial, Cody, and Gregor go, we obviously saw them in Season 2 of Bad Batch, but we're going to see them in Season 3 as well. And so because of that, I think that, Season 3 has just started coming out, and we're going to be getting more Season 3 Bad Batch figures coming to the Black Series here in the next few months. So 100% I think we're going to be getting at least a new Cody and maybe a Gregor. We'll have to wait and see, but I do think that we're going to be getting some sort of new Cody in the Black Series, probably that Bad Batch line in the next year or so. So fingers crossed, but that's what I'm thinking. We'll see. So anyway, guys, that is actually going to do it for the video. Thank you all so much for watching. Now, there's a ton of questions I get, and I do want to try to answer as many as possible. So if you do want to guarantee your question gets answered in next week's video, consider going down and hitting that channel member button down below, that join button. Channel members do get priority responses to questions and Ask Lukenessmonster. So if you do leave a comment as a channel member, you're guaranteed that I will answer that question. So it's just a nice little perk, and it does help out the channel a lot. But as a channel member, you also do get exclusive Clone Trooper name badges that get cooler the longer you're a member, as well as exclusive emojis that you can only get from the Lukenessmonster channel. But anyway, that is going to do it for this video. Hit the like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye!